2024 is the year of us leveling up completely, getting all our desires and everything that we want. But in order to do that, we literally have to change our daily habits. It's in the things that we do daily that are going to amount to that huge change, the huge change that it looks like by the end of December 2024. But in reality, we've been putting in the work day in and day out since today, the day that this video publishes, all the way up into the end of the year. And then it's going to continue on into the rest of our lives. You don't just wake up one day and you have everything you want. You realize that I've been putting in the work every single day to get here, doing the self-development work, doing the actions that are actually going to lead us to where we want. So that's why I'm going to be sharing the 10 habits that I'm also going to be implementing for me and you. Hopefully you guys can try them to level up my life in 2024. This just has to be the year of my dreams. There's so many goals that I want, and I know that it's in becoming a different person that you get your goals. You don't get your goals first and then you become a different person. All the change happens before then, and then all the things that you want are just an add-on to that. So let's get right into the video. If you are new here, my name is Cheyenne, and I'm so glad that you're joining me. We talk about all things self-development and just becoming our best selves on this channel. So you know how you always hear people talking about a morning routine, and you always ask yourself, what the hell is so damn special about having a morning routine? This was also me. Like, it irked me so bad that so many people, every time I listen to something or a podcast or something, everyone's always talking about establishing a good morning routine. Now, if you don't know, I have started the 12-week year. So my morning routine has been the same all January, and I can see why people put such an emphasis on having a morning routine. And this is why. When you wake up and you just go, you have no time to yourself, no time to get your mind right and go out into the world. I view a morning routine as like yourself, and you're like armoring up to go out into the world and deal with all these different people, have all these different interactions, and just attract so many new things into your life in this one little 24 hours that we have. So that brings me to habit number 1. Establish a morning routine. But this has to be a morning routine that works for you, not your favorite influencer. This has to be a morning routine that sets you up for the most positive and abundant day that you can have possible. Which means if that looks like meditating to you in the morning, or waking up 30 minutes earlier than you've been waking up, just to get your mind right and journal and listen to something positive. We can't just wake up and let the day determine how we're going to feel. We have to establish how we're going to feel that entire day and hold on to that as we are in the day. So once we put ourselves in such a positive spirit early in the morning, we're able to hold on to that when we go to work, when we go to school, when we come back home. This is the goal. Like, you're trying to equip yourself with everything that you need to go out into your day. I think that people who take the morning to get their mind right and get their thoughts together have the most amazing days. And I have seen such a shift in my days now. When I wake up, I put on some positive affirmations, I journal, and I just have time to myself to just sit and say to myself, like, I expect good things to happen today. Like, I'm already putting myself in this mood to where now I'm going to start attracting all the things that I want. Your morning routine needs to include a specific time that you are up and out of bed. Not a specific time that you wake up, but by this time, I need to be out of bed. So for me, Monday through Friday, by 5:30, I need to be out of bed. Realistically, I'm trying to get up at 4:30 so that I can have that 30 minutes to get my mind right and then be off to the gym by that time. For me, movement is such a big part of my morning routine. It doesn't matter if I'm going to go take my dog on a walk or if I'm going to lift weights. I need to move my body in the morning. When I just sit around and be sluggish, that literally creeps onto every other part of my life in that whole day. Like, I just feel super sluggish. So once you get that movement done, you already have one thing that you can pat yourself on the back for, and now you feel more motivated and inspired to get all the other things done that you have on your to-do list. So write down a list of what your perfect morning will look like if you had the chance to have that morning, and then set aside some time for you to do that. I think it's really important for us to make time to go over our goals and our to-do list every single morning, to put our mind in that headspace. Like, today is a brand new day. We have a fresh start to try to give it our all every single day. Like, this is what we're doing, trying to give it our all, especially in the morning. Like, you're starting over with a clean slate. Nobody has talked to you. You have nothing from the outside world affecting you. It's just you and yourself and your mind. And when you do this, especially when you write these things down, this is when you'll start noticing the small things and that little shift happening. When you go from just go in the morning, go off to work, you're already kind of like anxious, versus setting yourself up for success, having a very, very slow morning where you get up, you meditate, you journal, you pray, you drink your water, you stretch, you walk, and then it's like, okay, now I can go out. I already feel calm. Nothing in the outside world is going to affect the contract that I already have set for myself. I think that's what it really is, like an internal contract that we have. Like, this is who I'm going to be today. I'm going to be a person who gets things done. I'm going to be a person who goes out into the world with a positive attitude, who shows up as my highest self. Develop a morning routine that really works for you and that you are going to be excited to do. If waking up at 5 a.m. doesn't work for you, do not force yourself to do that. Wake up at a time that's more comfortable for you. But I do think that you also should be challenging yourself so that you don't make the excuse of, I don't have enough time to have a morning routine. Habit number 2, which in this generation, in the times that we are living in, is a very, very difficult one. How many times have you found yourself like, you know what? I haven't been on social media all day. You open up Instagram. By the time you open up Instagram, it's already 11 o'clock. Let's use TikTok as an example, because TikTok, this one gets me. So you open up TikTok and you're just scrolling, laughing at your videos. The woman comes on the screen telling you that you should take a break, but you don't. You scroll past it. And by the time you look up, it's already 2 p.m. And you realize you just went from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. just scrolling on TikTok. In that amount of hours, you could have been doing something that is going to put you one step ahead of everyone else. And forget about everyone else. You could have been doing something to set yourself up to get closer to your goals and these things that you want, or whatever it is for you. I think that we find ourselves mindlessly scrolling for so long. And habit number 2 is staying off your phone unless you set aside time to do that. If you don't have it in your schedule, in your calendar, to just mindlessly scroll for 30 minutes just because you want to relieve some stress, you shouldn't be mindlessly scrolling. Like, I have a timers for almost everything now, and I give myself a set time. If I'm not doing research, social media research, like a lot of people want to be content creators and we have these goals of where we want to be by the end of the year. If that's the case, instead of just mindlessly scrolling, you could have set aside time to do research, plan content, and all these other things on your phone. But instead, you're just engaging in funny content. Like, we're not doing that anymore. That habit, and this is a reality check for me also. Like, girl, put the phone down and go finish your meal prep. Put the phone down and finish your laundry. Like, these things, I feel like it's so addicting and we have to cut it out. So set your timer. Once that timer goes off, you put the phone away and you go do what you need to do. Our third habit, and perhaps one of the most important, I have seen such a major shift in like my attitude, my mood, since I've been doing this consistently every single day. I could show you, but it's a little personal, so I'm not going to do that. But expressing gratitude, and I'm not just talking about like writing down, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, but really like taking a step back, relaxing, and realizing like I may not be where I want to be, but I have a damn good life. And that's something to be grateful for. I think it's important for us to develop a habit of practicing gratitude and developing a mindset of abundance and appreciation, especially for the little things. I think we not take advantage of, but I'm looking for the word, I can't really find it. We take for granted the little things in life. Like last week, I got a little bit of a cold and my nose was so freaking stopped up, and I just reflected on the times when my nose was clear and I could breathe fine. And I feel like that's so minor and so small, but we take those things for granted. And then when you get sick and you realize you can't go for a walk, you can barely get from your bed to the kitchen, we take the little mundane things that we've always had, so we feel like we're entitled to it, but we're not. You start to take it for granted when you don't sit yourself down and make yourself appreciate and express gratitude for things. And even saying it out loud, I feel like has helped a lot. Like throughout the day, I'll just find myself being like, thank you, God. Like, thank you that I'm here right now. Thank you that I have a home with running clean water. Like, not everybody has that. If you're finding it hard to find stuff to be grateful for, even just being grateful that you went outside today and the sun was shining. Like, it's raining today and I'm like, dang, I love the rain, but the sun just has such a big effect on my mood, I feel like. But just appreciate the small things, the little things. I think this is where my daily walks come into play, because by going on these daily walks, I start to just notice things that I never really noticed before and have a really deep appreciation for just being able to be outside, being able to walk safely around my neighborhood, being able to walk my dog, and just appreciate everything. Like, It's make it a habit to show gratitude, and the shift is going to be insane. You have to be grateful for the things that you have now in order to attract more things, and that's one of the biggest lessons that I'm finding myself to learn. Like, you don't have to be afraid to express gratitude and thinking that you're not going to be able to also focus on your goals. You can do both at the same time. Like, you can be genuinely happy for the home that you have now, even though you may want a bigger home. You still can strive for that, but still being appreciative that you have somewhere to stay. So what I like to do is every single morning, every single night, I like to jot down 10 things that I'm grateful for that morning, and then 10 things that I'm grateful for during the day that happened that day. And I like to do like little things that I maybe notice, like this person let me go in front of them in line, or I easily found a parking spot right in front of the gym. Like, it's literally the small things. It doesn't have to be super big or super crazy. Just find a way to express gratitude every single day, and trust me, you're going to notice a shift. In my journal from 2021, 2020, something like that, every day I was finding myself just writing down these huge lists of everything that I was grateful for, and those were some of my best years that I've had, which is why I brought myself back to this. Being appreciative for the life that you're living now is what's going to raise your energy throughout the day, especially when something happens and you feel like something just put you in a bad mood. Maybe you have a little back and forth with a coworker or something, and you just stop yourself and you're just like, you know what, I'm just grateful that I have a job that I could come to every single day and make a living for my family. It changes your mood. You have to change your perspective on things in order for anything to change. Our next habit, which I have been practicing consistently, in fact, this month, just a little fun fact, I've only taken 2 days off from doing this, which is practicing regular exercise. Please, if you not want to exercise, I'm not telling you to go and lift crazy weights at the gym. I'm not telling you to go run 4 to 5 miles every day or do some crazy sprints on the treadmill. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that every day, we can't be having these days where we're just laying in bed every single day. And it starts to become a habit that we're doing every single day. If you make it a habit to move your body every day, it becomes harder to lay in bed. Your body and your mind get so used to, like, wait a minute, we're somebody who exercises daily, and then when you try to lay in bed, you just can't. That's where I'm finding myself to be. Like, rest days are starting to become like, all right, let's just chill, let's just relax, let's just go on a little walk. That's the point to where you want to get, because physical exercise is so underrated and it will change your life. And I will die on this hill. Like, finding a form of exercise that you love and that you can stick with is life-changing. Nobody can convince me otherwise. The way that it affects you mentally, it becomes like an outlet and something fun that you can do. And when you leave the gym, you feel amazing. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Like, my energy level is boosted. I want to come home, clean the whole house, do my laundry, revamp everything. Like, energy is through the roof. And then the physical effects obviously are going to come with it if you're taking care of your nutrition, and that's only a plus. Like, there's only good that can come from it. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper on this, I will always bring myself back to this, which is, you don't want to be 8 years old, can't walk anymore, can't drive anymore, can't do anything for yourself, can't play with your grandkids because you neglected your body for the past 80 years because you felt like you were just young and turned and didn't have time to go move your body. Look at the bigger picture. You want to be old and still be able to go for a walk. You want to be old and still be able to stand up straight. Like, that's the bigger goal. Move now so that later on you'll still be able to move your body somewhere down the line. Because think about it. If your goal is to make if your goal is to increase your income by the end of the year, or you want to be a millionaire, or you want to be a billionaire, millionaires work out. Billionaires work out. They take care, they prioritize their health. So just think of it like that. So our next habit is one that I think a lot of people neglect and don't prioritize a lot, or they make this goal at the beginning of the year and then they forget about it a month into the year. And that's kind of what I've done, just a little bit. And that is always be in a process of learning more, especially if you're already out of school or you're graduated. Even outside of school, we have to continuously learn. I think that we're put on this earth to literally grow and evolve, and we can never stop learning. Whether that's reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, or just learning new things, we have to find time to nourish our minds. Do something every day that you learn something new. Like, podcasts are my favorite, audiobooks are my favorite, especially on the gym. In the gym, I like to do a little bit of habit stacking. So if I'm doing my cardio and I'm walking on the treadmill, I'm either reading a book on my phone or my iPad on Kindle, or I'm listening to a podcast or an Audible book. And the lessons and the little small little things that I haven't ever thought about that I'm getting from listening to these people talk is crazy. You will become addicted. It doesn't have to be a self-help book or a self-development book. That's just what I'm into right now. It could be something entertainment. It could be anything. There are so many lessons and good things that you can learn from just reading a book. And if you don't like reading, audiobooks help a lot. Literally just put your headphones in and listen to your audiobook while you're washing dishes. Like, habit stacking, hello. We have to continue and keep learning, because we can't use the excuse of I don't know what to do as a reason why we don't get to our goals. If you don't know what to do your research on it. Listen to someone else who has done it. We don't all have these people around us that can give us advice and be mentors to us. So we have to go out and find the knowledge online, and it's literally right at our fingertips. You have the knowledge on your phone. Whatever you don't know, you can figure it out. You can learn about it. The next habit is one of my favorites, because I think we all do this. We just don't realize it. And when we start doing it intentionally, that's when you start to see the change. And it's like, have you ever found yourself dreaming about what you want your life to look like a couple years from now, or the family and the dream home you want to have? Maybe it's a car you want, or you're just dreaming about a completely different life than you're living right now. And I think we do this, and then we snap back to reality, and we're like, okay, but this is the life we have now. And we just go out and we just go with what we got. We are not doing that. And this one is something that I struggle with still to this day while I'm putting out this video, but I'm starting to practice it more and more and more. And that is mindfulness and meditation. These visions and these aspirations that we have and we find ourselves kind of like daydreaming about, or just thinking like, it would be nice if, but nah, like it would be nice if I could drive that kind of car, but not like, it's no buts after it. You have these dreams and you have these goals and these aspirations because they're meant to be yours. And I'm starting to realize that and get back to this place more and more. Like, don't just brush them off. Don't just settle for an average life. If you want more, do not be afraid to go out and reach for the freaking stars. Every single day, take time, and I like to do this in the morning and before I fall asleep, to intentionally visualize where I see myself by the end of the year. What have I accomplished? What do I look like? What physical goals? Mentally, how am I? How is my energy? How is my attitude? Every single day I have been doing this, and I mean, like, really get into it. What are people telling you? The people who you spend the most time with, that you link up with, like, what are your friends telling you about how you look, about your energy, about your goals that you've accomplished at the end of the year? Like, get so deep into it and really like dive super deep and just sit in that state for a little while. Your mind might try to wander, but just bring yourself back to, by the end of 2024, like, this, if I could do anything that I want to do in 1 year, this is where I would be. Put yourself in that state morning and night. If you only find yourself doing it once, that's completely fine. But our subconscious mind is most accessible and most vulnerable when we wake up and the moments before we're about to go to sleep. So that's why I chose those 2 times. And you'll find yourself taking small little actions or realizing these opportunities that you may not have seen just by doing this every single day, just by sitting and visualizing where you want to see yourself by the end of the year. This leveling up that you want, this 2.0 version of yourself. Think about it, visualize it every single day, and really, really dive deep. I think this is so overlooked and such a powerful thing to do, because especially in the morning, you do it and then you go out into your day and you have this constant reminder of where you want to be. So you're constantly like, okay, let me keep going. Our state right now, what we're doing right now, is temporary. And I like to play a little game to myself where it's like, you know what? I'm going through all these things right now because they're going to be a part of my success story. And then boom, that's it. How many years have you said that by the end of this year, I want to have $1,000 in my savings account, $5,000 in my savings account, and then it's December 2024 or it was December 2023 and you were nowhere near that goal? This is me 100%. Every year I have a savings goal, and every year I find myself like, girl, did you just forget about the savings goal you had? So one thing that I've been doing is practicing Money Mondays. So every single week I'm sitting down, looking at all my bank accounts and seeing how much can I take out right now to put towards my savings and not touch it. This is going to be different person to person, income to income. But we have to actually put in the action to get a savings goal. And I'm speaking to myself right now to the 1000%, because it's like, girl, your money management is terrible. Your budgeting is terrible. We have to do better. I'm such a like, money will come back. It'll come back. I'll make it back To some level that's true, but to another level it's like, so it's like on another level, I know that the highest version of me is a girl who knows how to save her money, and she has a savings account that actually has a savings in it. So set aside time every single week to go over your financials and just try to budget or try to figure out a way to where you can make more money to have a savings goal, whatever your savings goal is. One of my favorite quotes is that if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So many people, which I just hate this for them, are going day by day with, they have an end goal, but they have no specific action that they are taking every day to get them there. So when it's the end of the year, you have nothing you can look back on to say, okay, I gave it my all and I got what I wanted, or I gave it my all, and even though I didn't get completely there, I'm still a lot closer than I would have been if I wasn't putting in the work. And this brings me to the next habit that we need to have: effective time management. Scheduling out what you're going to do day by day and week by week is going to do you a lot better than just making a vision board and hoping and praying that every day you're going to do the things that you need to do. If you want a deeper dive into this, I have made a video on the 12-week year, which I've been doing. This is week 4, my last week of my first month, and I can say that the changes that have come from writing down every single day, the list of actions you can take to get you to 3 main goals every single quarter, has done me well in just 1 month than just having my vision board and looking at it and just being like, okay, I'm gonna work out this day. But what workout are you gonna do? I'm gonna eat healthy tomorrow. What are you going to eat tomorrow? Like, you need to be very specific. We can't just go day by day hoping and praying that we're gonna wake up and do all the things we need to do to get us to our goals. There are things that action that we can take aside from praying and manifesting and doing all these things. There has to be action behind it. I look at it as, you have to meet God I look at it this way: you have to meet God halfway there when you ask for certain things and you pray for certain things. Like, you have to put in the action and prove that you're worthy of these things. That's going to happen in your mind to where you have no doubt in your mind about it. Do the work day in and day out. You have to prioritize the main and most important tasks, which means your biggest goals. Make this a priority. For me, my fitness and my health is my biggest priority. So beginning of the day, I am at the gym. I'm getting my workout done. After that is YouTube, reaching my subscriber goal. I'm looking at videos, editing, planning, whatever it is. Get these things done, especially if you can. This comes with making realistic goals, planning, time blocking. You have to develop a system that works for you. And so far, the 12-week year, chef's kiss. I love it. If you want more information on that, go look at that video, but this is the system that I'm implementing and that I'm going to try for the rest of the year. Which leads me to my next habit and another priority that you should have. I used to be one of those people, and I know there's a lot of people out there who feel like if they're not in grind mode 24/7 and only getting 2 hours of sleep and working the rest of the time, that they're not being productive and they're not being serious about their goals. That is the biggest myth out there, and I can tell you this from experience. If you're not prioritizing your sleep, and I mean at least 7 to 8 hours, you're only setting yourself up for failure. And yes, I know some people want to play devil's advocate and be like, well, I'm a person who only needs 3 hours of sleep. There are literally only like 3% of people, and this is a fact, there are statistics on this, that can get less than 7 hours of sleep and still perform up to their best ability throughout the day. When you prioritize your sleep, you're setting your brain up to perform at the max that it can do. Your body feels a lot better, especially if you're working out and you're training. You need to be getting enough sleep. I find that when I don't get enough sleep, I feel so groggy throughout the day. My attitude is horrible. The day just feels so off, like something feels off. I have been getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep this whole entire month. There has not been a day where I have gotten less than 7 hours of sleep. And every day I've been able to perform at my highest capability possible. Even when I don't feel good and I'm a little sick or under the weather, sleep is so important. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Plan the things that you need to get done around your sleep schedule. Set aside time to where you can get your full amount of sleep and still get things done. It sounds hard, but once you figure it out and you create a system that works for you, it becomes a lot easier. And if you're a person who wants to start waking up early, that being able to do that lies in your night routine and how you go to bed. A few ways that you can make sure that you're getting enough sleep and a good night's sleep, which I have been trying to do, is limit the screen time before you go to sleep. I like to do no screen for at least 30 minutes. And also making your room cold. I don't know if you guys have tried this or not, but I like to open the windows up. I'm not turning the air on because it's a little bit too cold for that. But just by raising the temperature down, lowering the temperature, oh, the sleep is just chef's kiss. Try it. If you guys want my night routine, please let me know in the comments. I will put that out immediately because I don't play about my sleep, okay? I love my sleep. Our next habit, which, let me just put a disclaimer out there. Leveling up this year will require you to be so honest and so real with yourself, but it's also going to require you to be real with those around you. And if you have people around you who are not supporting you, who are bringing you down, who you know are no good for you or your future goals, you need to get rid of them. Let me let my dog out. Not only do you need to get off toxic, unsupportive, and just relationships that are doing you no good, but you need to surround yourself with better, like-minded people. People that are also trying to get to their goals. People that are also positive and trying to change their lives and just trying to do better in general. And if you feel like these people are nowhere around you, they're not at your school, they're not at your job, they're nowhere, listen. Go find people on social media to follow. Go find people that have podcasts that are very positive, very uplifting, and share lots of good productive tips and stuff. Listen to these people throughout your day. These are the people that you're going to be spending majority of your time with. Find books that you can read. Even though you don't know these people personally, you still are surrounding yourself with. I don't think that we realize the impact and the imprint that people can have on our lives, but would you rather be surrounded by 8 or 9 people that mean you no good, that are very negative, that tear you down, that don't support you? Or would you rather be surrounded by 4 to 5 people that genuinely love and support you and genuinely want to see you at your best and doing great in life? Which one would you rather have? And when you figure this out, you're going to know immediately who these people are in your circle and around you. And you need to let that go. Like, it's not going to do you any good in the end. And not only that, it's only going to block the blessing of having more people come into your life and genuinely support you and love. There's a very powerful quote that says, if you hang around 5 bums, you'll most likely become the 6. If you hang around 8 millionaires, you'll most likely become the 9 millionaires. And that is because you are who you surround yourself with. Of course, I'm going to leave you guys with some actionable steps that you can actually take after this video. The first one being write down how you want your life to look by the end of this year. By the end of 2024, where do you want to be physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? Where do you want to be? For me, I want to be closer to God. I want to be more fit, more in shape. I want to have a savings goal. I know exactly where I want to be financially. Write these things down with a physical pen and a physical paper, not on your notes app. You can write it in your notes app just for the purpose of this video, but afterwards you need to go transfer it to real paper with a real pen or a real pencil. Be as specific as you possibly can. Where do you want your income to be? Where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be spiritually? Write these things down. Step 2 is going to be writing down 4 to 6 actions that you can take daily to get you to this goal by the end of the year. 4 to 6 goals, 4 to 6 action steps that you can take a day in and day out that can get you here by the end of 2024. Write it underneath each goal. Start with only 3. Step 3 is going to be reviewing your actions and your goals at the end of every single week. See how you did that week. Score yourself. Give yourself a score. Like I said, this goes more in depth in the 12-week year video, but this is just a summary of it and a quick something you can do now to get you there. Every single week you need to see, did I go to the gym 3 days out the week like I said I was going to do? Did I pray 3 times a day like I said I was going to do? Did I read 1 chapter of the book like I said I was going to every day? Be honest with yourself. Do not lie to yourself. The only thing that lying is going to do is nothing for you. Lying is literally going to do nothing for you but make you look good on paper when deep down you know you didn't do what you needed to do that week. And it's okay. It's fine. We're human. We're not going to check off every single box every single week. That's not realistic. But it's literally in the small little things. You can show up 80% of the time on this day. You can show up 20% this day. As long as you're showing up for yourself, that is all that matters. And by the end of 2024, you will find yourself in a completely different space than you are in now. Obviously, if you clicked on this video, you want this year to be life-changing. And it's in the small daily actions that you take. You're going to become a completely different new person, but this is going to be the person who has all the things that you want, all the desires, all the dreams, and all the goals. Now they say the proof is in the pudding. No, the proof is in your daily actions. The way that you talk to yourself, how you spend your days, how you spend your mornings, how you talk to other people. If you're one of those people who are super negative and only say negative things to other people, let me tell you this. The only thing that you're doing is saying that to yourself. Your subconscious mind doesn't know whether you're talking to another person or whether you're talking to yourself. That's the only thing that you're doing. What you put out is what you get. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.